Alright, so today I have another video for you where I sacrificed a piece in the middle of the game. Well, more like I lost it. And I ended up getting the win. So let's get into it. They go pawn to e4. I go pawn to e5. Knight c3. Hate playing against this. Hate. I don't know all the theory against the Vienna. I know a little bit of it, and I think I display some of it here. I go pawn to d6. They go f4. Now, yeah, you can see the win rate. I am so bad against this. But this is trending upwards because I promise you, it used to be not even this high. Like it was the opening. It's not even a good opening. Like it really isn't if you like the theory behind it. But if I didn't know the theory, so it worked on me. I take the pawn because I know a little bit now. They go knight f3, which is wrong, and I go pawn to g5, which is the second best move, although h6 is better timed. They go bishop f4, and this is when I'm like, oh, they don't know either. So I go bishop g7, which is an inaccuracy, but it's fine. This move order presents no issues. They go h3, I go h6, they go d4, they go knight c6 here, which is the third best move, although knight to f6 is better. They go pawn here to a3, knight g to e7, so you see some mistakes here, but all in all, I get to the middle game fine. I go knight to e5, I take with the bishop, queen here. Now, if I were to play again, I would do bishop captures c3. Oh no, I'll play the best move. Okay, cool. So I would not do that then. Well, maybe I would, but now I wouldn't. But now they go bishop d2, bishop here to d7, they castle, queen to e7, although queen to f6 makes more sense. I saw that, but I just didn't think it did anything, because after bishop x c3, it's a pin. Now, obviously, the computer's not saying that's what I should do, but that's what I was looking at. Maybe it's because it limits where the knight can go, because if I go there, they can only go knight to a4, which protects the pawn on b3. Or they'd have, yeah, so maybe that's what the move is. But also then after rook, one of the rooks goes to f1 and then g3. But maybe it's queen f6, queen g7, but then the queen's limited. So I definitely chose the wrong square, but there's a lot to think about where I'm like not too mad at it, but I wish I would have seen the right move. But they go queen here to f3. I queenside castle, should have kingside. The funny thing is, I actually thought I should have kingside castled, but I was just too scared to do it. So the reason I thought I should, maybe not the correct reason, but it just felt there was too much going on the queen side. They have three middle pieces and a queen that can so easily get there. So it's not that I thought the king side was like this amazing place. I thought the queen side was just more dangerous. And even though my king side is open, my thought was that, well, how do they break in to it quick enough? And I thought about it, but I couldn't convince myself to do it. As you could imagine, I have a pawn on the 4th rank and on the 5th rank. It just felt a bit too loose, but I was right in my initial assessment that I should have went to the king side. But they go pawn here to b4, which says mistake. Did not feel like it while I was playing, I'll tell you that much. It felt like a very good move, and it worried me a bit. I go pawn here to f7. Pawn to f6 when I should have went bishop to g7. I didn't even consider bishop g7. I only consider f6 and f5, honestly. Well, no, not f5. I only consider f6 and what else? I think that's it. I think it was either I consider f6 or just taking. But yeah, I choose clearly the wrong square. Because after pawn forward, I capture, and now I take the pawn, which I should have went knight here, I think. No, it is the best move. After bishop here, this is where I'm... Oh, wow. This is very not good. So, I could have just went queen to e8 as I'm looking at it, because queen e8 protects it. But during the game, I was blindsided and thought, I was like, well, I'll just lose the knight. Wow, queen e8 and I protect it. I missed that and do queen x d5. Now, how do I win this game, you may ask? No idea. That's horrible. I thought that it was more forced than that, but it's not even forced. But a blunder nonetheless. But I take the pawn here. They take, and the reason they can take that is because of discovered attack, and I take the pawn here on g2. And I'm now more happy that I won this game because I should have been winning, but whatever. This is not what I thought I was going to be showing. So I thought it would be oh, they got this great tactic, and I came back from it, but I just blundered. But I take the pawn on g2, and if you do account for it, we're actually still equal on material. As I have 7 pawns, they have 3, but they have 2 bishops, and I have 1. So they move their bishop out the way to not have it be attacked by this pawn here on g5, and I protect my weakness on f6. Now moving the other rook would be a mistake, just because, one, they'd win the pawn on d6, I'm pretty sure, but beyond that, it just doesn't make sense to have 2 rooks on the king side when the board is being played on the queen side in the center. So in the center, so open, so it just doesn't make sense, which is why it's the best move to move the other rook that I chose, h to f8 versus d to f8. They go queen here to a5, which I thought I lost something, but I go bishop to a6, which is a miss. Oh, wow. That is better. Just a6. Wow. a6 makes way more sense, and make sure my bishop is not pinned down yet. Bad all around. But they go bishop f5 check, king over, and then queen here to b4. I move my queen over to f2. This is to stop. Well, first to get my queen more angled in on the side, to attack the bishop on f5, and to present a check on queen on e3. They go bishop here, which is the best move, which is usually with threatening checkmate, but as you can see, it doesn't because my bishop on a6 stops that. But I go pawn here to f5, and my idea here is to go f4 to block eventually. I don't think I do it right now. I want to block their dark square bishop. I give a check first. Oh no, and then I go f4 to block their bishop scope. But they just reroute the bishop very intelligently, bishop to g1, and I go queen forward to e2, trying to terrorize the position, attacking the rook, forcing them to make some moves. They go queen to d4, which I actually missed for a second, like, oh, why would they do that? But it's looking to take the pawn on a7. So as I see it, I stop it, which I assume is the incorrect move of c5. No, that is the best move. They go queen back, and here's my mistake. Let's see if I can see what I should have done. Maybe I should have. Maybe even queen trade might have worked. Yeah, I think queen trade just works because the position is so good. But I don't do that. I give a check because I assume queen trade was against my best wishes. And I go queen here to a4. So the advantage that I had, I've squandered. But after queen c3 and rook over to e8, there is some time trouble from both sides of the board. But I think my position is honestly easier to play. Like, I just have so many pawns. It's like, okay, the second I get the chance, I'm just going to push. They go bishop b3. I go queen back to c6. Now, I have created a weakness. And they go bishop d5. And the reason they go here is, if you can't see it, I'm attacking the rook here on g1. So ideally, they'd want to try and set up a way to get the bishop to a4 for a pin. But they just can't. So they go here first. I drop my queen back, although d7 is better. I'd say that's kind of hard to play. I need to find that. But with little time, it kind of makes sense. Because if I went queen d7, I'm getting in the line of this rook here on the d file. So I decided to go against that. They go rook forward though, bishop here to b5. And I thought it'd be best to trade off the light square bishop. And they agree kind of. But after rook here, bishop takes, rook takes. And then I go pawn here to b6, which is a mistake. I should have. Oh my god. If I slid my queen over, I could have. Wow. That's beautiful. I did not see that. I was just trying to be like, okay, I need to protect all the pawns I have, keep my pawn 3-for-1 trade off. Like, it's not amazing, but it's looking promising with less pieces on the board. But after pawn here to a4, they mess up because of queen to c6. Oh, wow. No, but queen to c6 still is fine because I win a pawn or a rook. And they drop back, I take this pawn, and I finally was like, oh, I can queen trade because I'm up. I have 4 pawns for a bishop. That is unconceivably difficult to stop. Like 3 pawns for a bishop, 2 pawns in certain end games is like kind of difficult, but 4, I just knew I was winning here. So I'll roll my rook over when rook to e6 is better. I go king here, and then rook e8 first because it stops white from getting the open file. And I realized that I've been saying 4 pawns. I have 5 pawns for the bishop actually. They only have 2, so if you take away 2 of mine, I still have 7. So just a huge advantage. 2 points material, and it's just very hard to stop. Even though they have more active piece, I have more pawns. But after king here to c3, I go rook forward to e5, preparing the square, and this is where they just kind of give up. They go rook e2. They're actually kind of a lot down on time, or we're both low on time, but they handled it a lot worse. I take this, take that, and now as you can imagine, this is just game over. I'm up a rook in like, let's see if I can count now, a rook and 4 pawns, and I go over. I'm giving this check, just taking things, and here. I think they lose on time, but obviously I'm going to win this game. But yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy and have a good one.